Well, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I'm losing because I cleared the graphics.
Sometimes you win, sometimes.
And instead of hitting the unmute button, and then on top of that, you got to the tab pretty quickly. So shout out to you, but not off to a hot start here on what has been so far a good Chatterbox Reds. I'm gonna get out in front of this as well, Nick. I've been outside today a lot, so there's that. I'm a little burnt, is what some would say.
Well, I think people probably just thought you were wearing the Alexis Diaz glasses outside all day.
That's true. What's funny is I've not been wearing glasses all day, but my eyes look like I have.
It looked like you had.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should just start wearing glasses. Anyway, I would have been wearing them if I had them, but I just, left my glasses at home. I'm a little toasty. This is what's really bad. Check this out. Go from that to just plain white.
I mean, that was such a shameless one to show off the guns. I mean,
I haven't worked out in 7 years, Nick.
That was the most shameless thing.
I haven't worked out in 7 years, Nick. Come on. Yeah, I do need to probably think about getting some sunscreen at some point. One of those things where it's more about just your safety than it is about what you look like. But we need likes because we need to win, and this is not a done deal, as we all know. All right, we need to get 3 outs.
This is still the Dodgers.
Yeah, been an All-American day so far, though. I got to be honest. We'll talk about it more later, but we need outs first. Do you agree with taking until you get a strike right now? That's what it looks like.
I always agree with that with Alexis Diaz.
Well, he's not. Alexis Diaz ain't in. That's the crazy thing.
Oh, he isn't in.
No, we went with Suter.
No, you don't take for a strike.
I agree. I don't really understand what he's doing there, but we'll take it. He's going to allow us.
This is the second time David Bell has had a 4-run lead and just said, you know what?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I'm not messing around.
Fernando Cruz, I assume 100%. Unless I missed it. I did miss like an inning or two late, but they went Buck Farmer. Who'd they go to?
They went to Mole, Farmer, Sims.
I just keep pounding strikes. I like that. We could use an out. First out. Oh, yeah, swing it.
What's going on with Abbott? I kind of half heard that.
I did not hear it. Chat, let us know what they said about Abbott, please.
No, the registration update. Bullpen game on Sunday.
That ball's hit well, Nick. It's hit well. You got to go 3 hitters, too. That's the thing.
I mean, knock on wood, we are in the spot of the batting order you want to be at. Likes.
Is this Suter coming back down to earth last week? Is that what we've gotten ourselves into now?
There we go.
I mean, that's an 86-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball.
Is that normal?
It's normal. It's normal in the regional semifinals for high school baseball. Yeah.
His so far his fastball has been exactly his average for the season. His changeup is actually up 4 miles an hour from where it's normally at. So yeah, that's the Suter. Reds going to the bullpen game on Sunday. All right.
What are these dudes doing? I'll take it, but what is he doing?
I mean, the bottom of their order is not good. I mean,
he's swinging at a pitch that's not even close to the zone. It's above that's almost at his chin, dude. It literally is at his chin. I mean, we'll take it. I'm happy with that's one of them. We got one out. Chat, everybody, tell everybody behind you. We got one out. Let your outfielders know.
What is up with that bottom bar?
Oh, that girl is fired up for her brother catching that ball. No free ads, but I've seen that Starfire ad in the bullpen before. What is that? I've never even.
The radio used to be like also like a radio. The Reds are going to the Starfire bullpen. I don't know if they do that anymore. I haven't listened to radio as much as
what is that? Whoa.
There we go.
Somebody's got to get there, though.
Hurtabees has got that. Hurtabees has got that.
Oh, boy. Don't make it look so easy next time, Hurtabees. Don't make it look so easy.
Hat flying off. That's my right fielder.
He might want to get in touch with Tri-State
Oh, he
Men's
lost
Health.
the glasses, too.
And that's not a good look, man. That's just not a good look. Has he ever thought about getting some Tri-State Men's Health or some Hims for his hair loss? No free ads, but just saying. Might want to think about that before it's too late. I knew Suter had it all along. Come on, Suter. You can do it. Pump them strikes in there, baby. Oh, that guy's fired up. He's tanked up. Look at the score, guys. Very nice. Very nice. Starfire, igniting your fire. It's a global brand of lubricants, antifreeze, and chemicals. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what a wild thing. Look at Flavor Flav. Big old golden chains. All right. We need some outs. As in one more. Can't look at the chat because they'll ruin it. That's an out, right, Nick? Easy out. Gotta be. Gotta be. Gotta be. Bam. Nick. Final. Dodgers 9. Reds not. Let me fix that. Dodgers 6. Reds 9. It's been so bad I can't even believe they got more runs than the other team. But you know what it does mean? Boy, oh boy, this is the first time this bad boy has ran in what seems like weeks. It's the full one.
I need it.
It's the full one.
Bench to bench. Change in the air to deep right field. Back goes Clemente. And the save. He's done. Get out of here, baseball. It's gone. Oh my God. You believe it? Johnny Bench has tied it up.
The Cincinnati Reds win the World Series in 4 straight. It was a sweep.
In the dirt, it's a wild pitch. Here comes Foster. The Reds win the pennant.
Perkins won the game.
That ball is fair. Cincinnati's ahead. 2 games to none.
Welcome Joe Landa to Cincinnati. Adam Dunn has done it again.
Benzinger backing and calling. And the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
Marty, yes. This is Adam from Milwaukee. Hey, Adam, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good. Do you think Scott Chatterbox is a good player?
Dunn up there with the bases loaded. The outfield deep and around toward right, and the 1-0 on the way to the plate. Swung on. Long drive. Right field. And this one belongs to the Reds.
And a high drive. Hit back into deep right field. Junior has just knocked the door down to the 500 club.
Benson's first home run is a walk-off winner. That ball had a family.
And De La Cruz is, oh my goodness, look at this kid run.
My, oh my. That is a triple.
Matt McClain's first big league bomb.
Spencer Steer's first big league hit is a home run to straightaway center field. Joey Votto's done it again.
The pitch. Votto swings high in the air. Right field. Yes! He pointed to the dugout to say, I told you. That is Joey Votto's 315th career go-ahead ribby. Only Johnny Bench had more as a Red.
And I can't tell you how much it means to play in front of everyone here in Cincinnati as a Red. What a gift. What a tremendous gift. So thank you. Thank you.
I think I can speak for all of Reds country. Joey Votto, thank you.
High drive. Left center field. Racing back to the Laurent Bourgeois. The Reds are National League Central Division champions. In the air, left center field. Did he? He did! He did! Reds win! Line to the right field. Genius, the first Red ever with 4 home runs in a game. Can you believe it? In the air, down the right field line. Doesn't have a chance. The Reds have won on a 3-run home run on opening day by Ramon Hernandez. A strike away and out away is Homer Bailey. Ground ball to third. Frazier gloves. Throw to first, and Homer Bailey, for the second time in his major league career, has tossed a no-hitter. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Holy Moses, the second player in major league history to hit 7 home runs in the first 10 games. In the air, and the Reds win. What a dream to get into the career of Jay Bruce.
Nick, it's Memorial Day, so we got some American things to get to. That was a good one. Some are saying that was elite. Not me, of course. Some. Reds win. Winning edition, baby, of Chatterbox Reds on a lovely Friday night. We had the City Connect uniforms, Nick. Reds win. Dodgers 6. Reds 9. Dodgers 6. Reds 9. And to top it all off, we had a grand slam. Nick, how you feeling, buddy?
Oh, I'm feeling good. That one was much needed for the Soul tonight. What a game! What a game!
Yeah.
That was a fun night. Packed ballpark. Cool to see. Nice to see the old boys perform well in front of a big house tonight.
Couldn't agree more. Before we get into the show, we got some supers to get to, but I just want to say, before we get to it, I don't want it to be remiss or lost on anybody that essentially all it took was Memorial Day weekend for America's team's captain to get hot, to start playing baseball. Who knew? I mean, who knew? All right, some supers here before we get going. Ricky, he's a nut cutter. He's actually a leader of men, that's a step above, just so you know. But Ricky, member for 7 months, said World Series run is back on. Let's kids show go. Yeah, he knows what's going on. Said, I need a dunk like I need water. Nick Cage is my second favorite, Nick, behind Mr. Kirby. And Hoosier Daddy comes in and he says, it's nice to see a win, but also hard to get excited knowing there's a 99% chance we get embarrassed the next 2 days to lose yet another series. You know what, Hoosier Daddy? You know what? You're the guy that's like at the ice cream parlor when somebody gets a nice ice cream and they're enjoying it out there at the sidewalk and they're like, do you know that there's 625 calories in that ice cream you're eating right there? Oh, yeah? Do you know that? You're going to have to burn that off tonight, mister. No. You know what? I don't give a damn about tomorrow, and I don't give a damn about Sunday right now because I'm living in the moment, which is a Friday night in America on Memorial Day weekend, and I just watched America's team, I think, beat the Dodgers. So, yeah, I'm just going to live it up. Not going to worry about tomorrow until tomorrow. Nick, really quickly, Chase, member for 1 month, Nutcutter, said Reds will be back in the playoff picture come mid-June. Wow. Man, we are. This chat is, we are literally Kings Island's best coaster. All right. Nick, got any final thoughts here before we run into the box score recap?
No, love it. Love the energy tonight. God, the energy is great. Patrick, we got another one.
My gosh. Heaven forbid us do a show. Patrick coming in hot with I said I purchased Reds tickets this evening for my July 5th through the 7th trip to Cincinnati. Thank you for saving me $20 as I use the code Cincy on Game Time. Thank you, Patrick, for using the code. That's how you do it. We'll get to the Game Time in a minute. But first, we got to do the box score recap. Presented by Nick Kirby. That's who it's presented by at this point. That's who I'm going to say it's presented by because that's who it's actually presented by. Nick Kirby, take it away.
All right, Reds taking on the LA Dodgers. Graham Ashcraft against James Paxton. In the bottom of the first, Stuart Fairchild batting leadoff, led off with a walk. Ellie De La Cruz laid down a sac bunt. Candelario walked, and then Spencer Steer hit a 3-run home run to left center field, number 5 on the year. Quickly 3-0 Reds. But that lead did not last long because in the top of the second, Graham Ashcraft gave the lead right back, gave up 4 runs, headlined by an RBI double by Chris Taylor, who entered play hitting .097 with a .316 OPS. Both pitchers would settle in from there. The score would remain 4-3 Dodgers going into the 5th. Ashcraft would then allow a solo home run to Will Smith, and it was 5-3 Dodgers. But in the bottom of the 5th, Stuart Fairchild led off with a home run to left field, number 4 on the season. Spencer Steer later walked with 2 outs. The Reds' 4th walk of the night against James Paxton, and that was enough to chase him from the game. The Dodgers brought in Yohan Ramirez, and oh boy, did he channel his inner Ricky Karcher. Ramirez threw 13 pitches. Only one of them was a strike, and it was a borderline strike at that. He hit 2 batters, including Nick Martini, with the bases loaded to tie the game at 5. The Dodgers then went to Alex Vesia, who entered play with a 1.23 ERA. Jonathan India got ahead in the count 3-0. Vesia battled back to make it 3-2, but India hit that 3-2 pitch out of the park to left field for a grand slam. Reds lead 9-5. Sam Molden came in for Ashcraft. He threw a scoreless 6th, aided by a catch against the wall from Stuart Fairchild. Buck Farmer then threw a scoreless 7th, aided by a catch from Stuart Fairchild that probably robbed a 2-run home run from Will Smith. Lucas Sims did load the bases in the 8th, but he got out of the inning. He did not need the services of Stuart Fairchild. And then Brent Suter did give up a solo home run in the 9th, but that would be it. Reds win 9-6. Reds take the first game against the LA Dodgers, 21-30 on the season.
Boy, did we have an all-time deep drive of the day. Sponsored by who else? DSC. That's Deep South Commodities if you're keeping track at home. All right? And who did it come off the bat of? None more than Jonathan India. Grand slam. Shout out Stuart Fairchild, though. That was a pretty cool home run as well. But anyway, Jonathan India. 105 off the bat, 367 feet. Grand slam. That would jump the Reds out to a 4-run lead and give them a win probability of 92.8, as we all know would turn into 100%. The deep drive of the day is sponsored by DSC, and they are a leader in renewable commodities for biofuel production, specializing in used cooking oil collection, aggregation, and sales. Visit www.deepsouthcommodities.com for more information, and thank you, as always, to John and his team. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where to start here. I guess we'll just stick to the rundown. That's what we'll do. And why not? We'll start with Jonathan India. And you know what? The golden thing to do on this show is to just absolutely jump on top of a guy, tell you how bad he is, discuss how he really, at this point, you don't really care what happens with him. And then he comes out and he decides to get a bunch of hits and then hits a grand slam. I mean, who's the next guy we need to get on? We probably should just start doing this more often. What do you think, Nick?
Ellie De La Cruz, he sucks. Yes. Got to get him hot.
I agree.
Get him hot.
No good for nothing. Ellie De La Cruz. What a bust that guy's going to be. Wait until someone clips all that up. Then next thing you know, we're going to be in trouble. All right. I don't know what to say. I mean, listen, Jonathan India, good swing, by the way. It was a good swing. And it was one of those things where it was like, he could have been hoping for a walk there in a way, I guess. And he got a cookie. He did get a good middle in fastball, and he was ready for it. Put a barrel on it. So that's a big swing. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a big swing. Those are the types of swings that this team hasn't gotten, though, in the last whatever it's been, month. It seems like they've always found a way to basically make an out there. In retrospect, tonight, the Dodgers kind of look like the Reds mostly, if you will. I mean, I'm not trying to kill us on a night we love ourselves, but they were the ones that were just walking the world. They were the ones with the bases loaded, flying out, when you basically just needed to find a way to get some runs in. And hey, it was the difference tonight. And you know what? This is the first night that I can remember in an extremely long time that the offense rose to the occasion and basically dug themselves out of a hole of letting the staff kind of have a night off. This wasn't the best outing from, I guess the bullpen did pretty well, but wasn't the best outing, obviously, from a starting perspective. And the Reds found a way to win with their offense, which, again, I don't know when the last time that's happened. Maybe, I don't even know if it's happened this year.
Yeah, that was a really good pitcher that India hit that grand slam off of. A guy that had the Reds numbered last time they saw him. India took a couple pitches that were fairly close to work the count 3-0. Wasn't trying to do too much, which it's very easy in that kind of spot to try to do too much, and worked the count full and got a pitch that he could hit and hit it out of the park. So just a really great night from India. Good night overall from the Reds. Not just the home runs. I think they walked 8 times in this game. So that's certainly refreshing to see. Now, one of them was a guy that just completely didn't have it, but they still, they walked four walks off James Paxton. Paxton did not walk a single batter his last 2 starts, including against the Reds the last time out. So good approach. Feels like the Reds offense has had a lot of games recently where they have walked a lot more, notwithstanding the one game against King of the Padres. They had several other games. They got Joe Musgrove out of the game early. So they've been more patient, grinding out at bats. That team that we saw last year that had every guy was a difficult out at the plate. And it felt like that was tonight. And look, Jonathan India hitting 8th against the lefty. That's kind of humbling, right? You look at the lineup that came out tonight. One of my first things was Jonathan India is batting behind Nick Martini against a left-handed pitcher. So that's kind of where he was at. Stepped up big time tonight. Need a lot more of it. Hopefully he can propel this into some sort of hot streak.
And that's where we're at, right? We got to figure out whether or not this is a fluke or whether or not this is the start of a trend and start of something that's hopefully going to propel us back in a position where we can feel confident going into the middle of the summer that you have a chance. And I think at this point, that's all that you can really fairly ask. It's not what we all hoped by all stretch of the imaginations. If you would have pointed towards where we're at right now, anywhere in spring training, and you said this is take it or leave it, nobody's taking where they're at now. This is about as low as you would have thought they could have possibly been, especially when you consider they started 14-10. That's the crazy head scratching part of this. But hopefully they can find themselves to get them back on track to where there's some positive energy. You kind of felt that tonight a little bit, where you're just passing it to the next guy. You don't have to be the superhero. You can trust the guy behind you, and they're going to get the big hit, and they did. They got big hits tonight. So, and they had to battle back too. Steer obviously. We'll jump down. We'll talk about Stu as well, but Steer gets them off to obviously a big time start there, and then they give it all back. Like they could have. I don't want to say they could have folded, but again, they had to answer the bell. They had to respond, and they did. And that's what's crazy is tonight was a reminder of kind of what they were last year in a way. you just expected them last year to win. You know, like you expected them to come back every single time. And maybe it was just because the starting pitching was so bad. You knew going into the game, the chances of you know, having a lead for the entirety of the game was probably slim to none. But it just felt like last year there was this mojo and this culture that was, it doesn't really matter what the score is. We're going to find a way to win. And that has not felt like it's been the case all year long. And tonight was a little bit more of that, spirit. Again, will that be gone tomorrow and Sunday? We'll find out. But Stuart Fairchild, let's jump into him really quickly here. I mean, he had a great night. I mean, he had about as good of a night as Stuart Fairchild can have. And I think that, you know, ultimately, I'm not going to sit here and be like Stuart Fairchild's, you know, a bona fide major league starter, and you know he just needs an opportunity and he'll be in the All-Star game type stuff. Of course, I don't believe that, but he's always been more than serviceable at what we've hoped that he could be, and that is obviously come off the bench from time to time, play any position in the outfield, you know, at average or above average, and have the ability to come to the plate and have a little bit of pop as well. And he has all of those things. Not to mention he's got some speed on the base pass. So I'm sure you want to. I mean, you're going to give Stewart his flowers, but I'm going to see how many you give him.
He's a platoon player. He's always been a platoon player, but he's a very solid platoon player. This team hasn't had enough guys do their job well, and Stuart Fairchild has done his job well. The job that he was signed up to do this year. Stuart Fairchild was supposed to hit lefties and play good defense and run the bases well. He's done that. His defense is just. I always thought he was a good defender. I didn't think he was this good of a defender. That's for sure. I mean, my goodness, like some of the plays that he's made this year. I mean, guys don't have this kind of highlight package in their entire career. And he's done it in as a platoon player on a bench role.
Right.
Man,
there is a joke in there somewhere, and I'm not going to do it because there is a joke in there somewhere about it. Not everybody gets all those opportunities because they're the pitchers that are on the mound in front of them aren't giving up balls that are scraping the walls all the time. But I'll leave that joke aside because this pitching staff has been good. That joke would be more of trying to be humorous than actually the truth. That's why I'm not telling the joke. But if they were bad, like if we had Luis Sessa and Luke Weaver out there, we'd start making jokes about how, you know, it's tough to do that when you're a Dodgers center fielder.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, let's jump in. Spencer Steer. I mean, I don't know what to say about him. I'd mentioned he got off. I mean, got a good pitch to hit it well, and I don't know if you want to add anything. Again, he's got all of these guys. Jonathan Indy and Spencer Steer specifically, and I would add in Ellie De La Cruz. Those three guys in and of themselves, like if they play above average of what they're capable of, then I think that it elevates this team. Steer is it's kind of concerning at times, like when Steer slumps, because there's times where I genuinely think he's a big league hitter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that he would stick in the big leagues for 6, 7, 8, 9 years. But then obviously he goes on these slumps and it just starts to make me like not believe my eyes. But at least tonight, you know, he got a good pitch, put a good swing on it, got the team into a position where they probably believe they can win a game, which is very important, Nick.
Yeah, Spencer Steer, I can't remember the last time I had to change the deep drive of the day mid-game. So that was
there you go.
That was new. I had actually, of course, Steer obviously was there right off the rip, and I had to change it. But Steer also probably not going to be on as many people's radar as the 3-run home run. He had the walk that chased Paxton from the game with 2 outs that extended the inning, that gave the Reds, that got the Reds to get a break. And they earned the break. They earned the break by Steer drawing the walk, getting Paxton out of the game, having them have to throw a reliever out there. And sometimes relievers don't have it. And you got that. So that was big. Steer also was on base 3 times against the Padres on Thursday, 2 walks. Steer's last 5 starts before that didn't walk at all. So good to see him maybe seeing the ball a little bit better. Teams aren't going to throw Spencer Steer a lot of pitches. And I think that also probably has contributed to some of his slump. You know, it's if you're an opposing pitcher, you're like, all right, I'm not gonna let Ellie De La Cruz and Spencer Steer beat me after about 2 weeks into the season, right? And so Steer's probably been pitched a lot more difficult, so he's kind of working through that. Maybe taking more what's being given to him. But yeah, this was two good games in a row for him. I don't know. It felt like the biggest home run of the year when he hit it. Then Jonathan India upped it a couple innings later. So it felt like two of the biggest home runs of the year were in the same game.
Yeah. Chat's on fire tonight as always. All right, let's do the game time. Nick's gonna have the official game time ad because that's what he does. But I'm just gonna say, your boy here. Let's go back to shout out to Patrick, by the way. Then Patrick, thank you for using the Game Time app. If you're going to use the Game Time app, use the code CINCY, CINCY, because you get $20 off your first purchase. And terms do apply. All right, nobody can be suing Game Time for Trace Fowler. All right, I'm telling you, terms apply. There's asterisks with that. But if you use the code CINCY, CINCY, you get $20 off your first purchase. Period. Okay, there you go. Go ahead. Got something to add? Did
you want me to read it?
Yeah, you do the official ad, and then I'm going to talk about how great everything is. Go ahead, you do it. Ready? I'm going to listen.
The Game Time app is now an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app, they actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in pricing, views from your seat, and the lowest price guaranteed, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. They have all-in pricing. You can toggle this feature. Shows you the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Lowest price guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code CINCY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code CINCY, CINCY, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
That it is. All-American Day, by the way. I watched a lot of baseball today. I woke up and I seen that an old coach of mine was playing in the Horizon League tournament and decided I was going to travel up to Wright State. Not to coach at Wright State, but that's where the tournament's being held. So watch some college baseball today. That's why I look like I'm burnt. Okay, I got a lot of sun. I get it. Fetters is in the chat telling me about sunscreen. I understand it all. I'm just not very good at preparing, okay? Some would say that's a man thing. And I just want to say, if you are a man and you do have some issues from time to time, you go to mantherapy.org, all right? That's what you do. But my thing is this. Yeah, I know, that's big league. Some are saying that's big league.
That was electric.
Yeah, it was big league. But my point is that I'm a man, okay? I don't remember everything. There's things that, unless my wife hands it to me out the door, there's a good chance I don't have sunscreen. Okay, that's part of it. But I had an All-American Day. I went and watched some college baseball. They won. They got a chance to win the Horizon League tomorrow, and they play a team that was not very good all year long. So you'd like to think that they should be able to win one of two games there. And kudos to them. But then I was headed back home, played some golf with my son, got home, watched the Reds beat the Dodgers. It's just a great day. It's been a great day. But sometimes if it's not a great day, that's okay. You got the 988 number if you need it. Okay? Easy enough? Fair enough. Some super chats here before we get into the rest of the show. And the rest of the show, I mean, Ashcraft, you see the rundown. Can we possibly win a series, maybe? Maybe. Just a thought. Be kind of cool. Be kind of different, but it'd be kind of cool. Molly said, thank God for baseball pants. Us. What's the us part? I don't get that. Molly likes her some baseball pants. I don't know why. No idea what she's talking about. Don't understand it.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you, Molly. Molly, could you elaborate why you love baseball pants so much in the chat, please? Thank you. Big Red Machine. You know what? I've always said I love the Big Red Machine. They can't possibly promote them enough. I mean, if you've ever thought about the Reds and Cincinnati Reds, don't look any farther than the Big Red Machine. Don't worry about the first professional franchise. Don't worry about the 1990 wire for wire. Don't worry about really the last 20 years. Just worry about the big red machine. And by God, the marketing department down there took that to heart. They took that to heart. He's a nut cutter. Thank you for joining that, by the way. Really much appreciated. Who's your daddy jumping back in here? He says, you'll catch me at GABP tomorrow. It's Great American Ballpark for those that don't know. With the wife slamming pints, not an ice cream parlor, brother. Hoosier, I was just giving you some grief. Okay? Just giving you some grief. We're all friends here. Max Vickers, City Connects equals runs. Maybe we should start wearing them every day. I don't know. Not a bad idea. Let's just run it until it runs dry. Is that against the rules of Major League Baseball, I assume? You're not allowed to, you can only wear those on Fridays at home. I'm assuming that's an MLB thing. I don't know. But wouldn't that be some funny stuff if you just started seeing the Reds come out in City Connects everywhere? Probably wouldn't fly, but it's worth a thought. Ashcraft, is that what you want to jump into?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ashcraft.
Yeah, this is probably the... Are we supposed to be positive or negative? Like, how do you want to handle this?
I didn't think he pitched very well tonight.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Nice.
He was garbage.
It was
but I'm going to
nice
say this. I was going to be positive. This is the positive part. He fought through it a little bit, right? He didn't give up. He didn't give up 8, 9, 10 runs. I know that's... Be careful here because then people start to, if the Reds lost and you said something like what I just said, boy, you'd be getting absolutely, crushed. But... I guess my point is he hung with it a little bit, and but it wasn't a good start. It wasn't a very good start. In fact, that's 2 starts in a row now where I don't think Ashcraft's thrown the ball all that well. But he also came off of 3 starts before that where he threw the ball incredibly well. So I don't know if you have anything to add to kind of Ashcraft as a whole.
He's just a confusing pitcher because he does give up a lot of hard hit contact. So. It's really easy to kind of be like, it's going to catch up with him. It's going to catch up with him, but somehow he's able to keep masking it. So, Ashcraft right now, 4.67 ERA. It's only a big deal because of how the offense is playing, and tonight was standing. Like if he was your 5th starter right now, I had the offense that we thought we were going to have coming into the year. It'd be like, whatever. He's fine. He's your number 5 starter. Brandon Williamson, but, expecting that he's going to for sure be better than that might be pushing it. But you almost need him to be better than that unfairly to a degree because of the offense. So I don't know. This is, again, he did just make back-to-back starts against the LA Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. I mean, that's 5 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings, 4 runs. Let's see what he does in his next start. If he struggles in his next start, I think there might be some reason to be a little bit concerned about him.
It's more than fair. I'd also say I don't mind the way he pitches either. Like it's a little bit of feast or famine. It's like there's been plenty of times this year where he's gone out and shoved, right, and he's thrown the ball incredibly well, and then all of a sudden the offense has done what the offense has done far too often this year, and they just can't produce or score any runs. Hunter Green knows all too well about that. It's just it is just a consistency thing, and I think that when you're Ashcraft and you're I hate doing this, but I mean, I guess if you're the 4th or 5th starter in a rotation, how much more are you supposed to be able to ask of those guys? And I'm not trying to say that, that he gets a pass just because he's not as good as, which I don't know. I mean, that's where this could be a really fair debate, right? I certainly think he's behind Hunter Green. I know he's behind Nick Lodolo. And then from there, I don't know. I mean, Montas, I know got the ball on opening day, but maybe you're convinced. I'm not convinced that Montas is going to be like the best arm on the staff or anything like that. So, I don't. He's more than fine. People in the chat are saying bullpen. This, come on, man. Like he's until he shows me that he's not capable. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4 more starts. Then at that point, I'd start to consider something. But like, for all intents and purposes, Ashcraft's kind of done this before. Nick, last year we wanted him to go on the IL, and he did. And then he came back and was a great arm for like a month and a half.
Another thing you also got to consider is Nick Lodolo is probably going to be on an innings limit this year at some point, or with all due respect, might get hurt again. Andrew Abbott, they're skipping his start or moving him back. They're doing a bullpen game on Sunday, so they're already concerned about limiting his innings. So you also have to throw all those factors into this as well. Even if Brandon Williamson continues to pitch well on his rehab assignment, there's probably still going to be room for both of them to get starts at some point. So yeah, I mean, again, it's all about the offense. It's as it's been every night for the last month and a half. It's all about the offense. If the offense is performing at a decent level, you're not worried about one of your starters with an ERA of 4.56. You don't even think about it. It's a non-story. It's a non-starter.
Ashcraft's more than fine. And the other thing too that I love about Ashcraft, and maybe I overvalue this, is just his mentality that he goes about his business. I don't know. I just really like that. It makes me feel better. It's almost like the opposite of David Bell in his press conferences. And I said press conferences very clearly. I don't know if that's truly how David Bell is in the locker room. So we're not going down that path tonight, by the way, is this David Bell's win or not? I'm just curious.
No, it's all on India. They had a players only meeting, I'm sure. David Bell couldn't have had any impact at all on this one tonight.
Right. I'm just curious. All right, win a series. You have that in a question mark. I think I know where you're going with this. You had to have something here on the rundown, and the question was, what is it? And I guess at this point, I know you're gonna say that you don't need a win and I've said this for weeks, and I'm gonna say it now. Let's sweep them. All right, I know you're not supposed to. But there's only one way to get back on track when you've done something you're not supposed to do, and that's to do something exceptional that you never thought possible either. If you flunk a test in order to get back and have an A on your class, you're gonna have to get some 100% on some tests. So this is where we're at. And I know you're not going to say that, but I'm just here to tell you. Just sweep them. Just sweep them right out of town.
Can we just win a series first?
No, I'm not doing it. I'll tell you what, if we win a series, I'll take it. But I'm just sweep them out of town, bring me all the way back. That's what I want. At Sunday at 9:00, I want to be absolutely raging about the Cincinnati Reds, about how they just took the Dodgers to the woodshed. That's what I'd like. Because you know why? The Dodgers, 6 runs tonight. Reds, 9. That's what we need.
Well, as mentioned on the podcast this morning, for those that listened, the Reds, this is now the 4th series out of the last 5 that the Reds won the first game of the series. And the only one they didn't was the Diamondbacks, and they won the second game. So they've had, if I did the math earlier, I think that's 8 straight games where they could have won a series and they lost, which is really depressing if you think about it like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, they have been able to somehow. That's what I guess kind of makes it more frustrating, is like they've actually won those first games, which are very important. So I think tomorrow's the really big one, because you have Hunter Green on the mound tomorrow. We'll talk about him in a second. They did announce Sunday's going to be a bullpen game against Yamamoto. So I'm not gonna, yeah, man, we got to sweep them. I mean, that would be, they did it. They somehow won a bullpen game against Glass now, which is still absolutely absurd considering how many games they've lost over the last month and 5 weeks. I don't know, whatever it is. But yeah, look, they played well in these first games. I know they played terrible. I know the offense is terrible, but this team is not that far away from being a decent baseball team.
Right. Yeah. And if my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle, Nick. So, kind of a big deal that you don't win some of these games. Just saying. Like, there's a little bit of a difference. Just, it's like, just saying. But, you know what? We do have, that's got some positivity in it. We have Reds MILB. presented by Nick Kirby. Nick?
All right. Triple-A, the Louisville Bats, they had an incredible day. They played 2 games, doubleheader. First game, they won 4-2. They had been no hit through the first 6 innings, and that's a 7-inning doubleheader. Then in the 7th, Peyton Burdick reached on an error. PJ Higgins doubled, and Austin Wynns hit a 3-run walk-off home run. And then the second game, they were trailing. They ended up winning 4-3. They walked off the Mud-Hens on an Eric Gonzalez sac fly. Louisville Bats now somehow 28-21. This is a team that if you look up and down the roster, there's not a lot of guys you think would actually help the big league club, but somehow they're 28-21. These are from the 2 games combined. We'll start off on the pitching side. Lyon Richardson, really strong outing. He's pitched well last couple timeouts. 5 innings, just gave up 1 run. Alex Young, he threw another scoreless inning. He's yet to allow a earned run in 10 innings at Triple-A Louisville. He's still on his rehab assignment. I think he's got another 6 days that he can be down there on that. He also does have options, so interesting what the Reds decide to do there. Tony Santillan also threw a scoreless inning. Casey Legamina threw a scoreless inning. On the offensive side, Blake Dunn was 0 for 3. Reese Hines, he only played in one of the games, 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Connor Capel, tough day, 0 for 7. Peyton Burdick, he had another absolute bomb. He had a great day, 3 for 5. Hit his 10th home run of the year. Also walked twice. Down to Double-A, Chattanooga, they lost 5-2. Lookouts fall to 12-31 on the season. Tyler Callahan was 1 for 4. Dominic Patelli, he walked. Matt Nelson was 2 for 3. The one bright spot, though, Julian Aguiar pitched really well again. 7 innings, just gave up 5 hits, 1 run, struck out 4, lowered his season ERA down to 2.72 through 9 starts. This is a guy that is on the Reds' 40-man roster, so has a chance at some point in the near future probably to see in a Cincinnati Reds uniform if there is a need. The Dayton Dragons, I don't know what happened to them. They were rain delayed for a while, so you'll have to find that out on the podcast. But we did have the Daytona Tortugas go final. They won 7-4 over Fort Myers. Tortugas have won 2 in a row. They improved to 21-22 on the season. Alfredo Duna was 1 for 3. Ricardo Cabrera, double and a walk. And E. Smith Pineda was 1 for 4 with a double. That's your Reds MILB.
Peyton Burdick. He might get a chance, man.
Someone was asking me about PJ Higgins, who is played pretty well for Louisville. I don't think I think he's just a depth guy. Burdick has been very feast or famine. He was absolutely terrible for a while, but he does seem like he's getting hot. This is a guy that did play in the major leagues with the Orioles. He's a right-handed bat. So if you're looking for another platoon player, so you don't have Nick Martini having to start against a lefty, or Will Benson or Jake Fraley, none of them should be starting as lefty. Maybe at some point you call him up and I don't know if they would eat it and DFA Mike Ford. That'd be a wild turn of events. Or there might be an injury that gets Burdick up here. But Burdick probably right now for me would probably be first in line for a bat. But there's also a couple guys that are getting pretty close. TJ Friedl doesn't seem like he's too far away. CES inching closer. Noelvi Marte is just like a week and a half away from starting a rehab assignment. So you are going to have some help coming relatively soon.
Yeah. Peyton Burdick, kid out of Glen Estee, local kid to Cincinnati. Also was a 3rd-round draft pick out of Wright State. It was won the Horizon League 3 straight years, but just lost to Youngstown State today. So they will not be the Horizon League champions. But the Norse have a chance. I know I brought that up earlier, but shout out to the Norse. See if they can't find a way to win one tomorrow. Go ahead.
He's a guy that could catch fire, like Henry Ramos did last year. He's got legit power. I mean, the guy hit a 500-foot home run.
Right.
He had 24 home runs at Triple-A last year for the Marlins. So he has legit power. Swings and misses a ton. I mean, swings and misses more than like guys like Aristides Aquino did. So if they call him up, I mean,
right,
you're probably going to see him strike out 4 times, but you hope one time he comes to the plate, he hits a 3-run home run, which the Reds need some of that.
Boy, do they need some of that. You know what we need? I'll tell you what we need. We need some Michael Rolfe and some Justin. Justin's got a super chat that makes this not a kid's show, so I'm going to keep it a kid's show. I know we got what's coming next, but Justin said the dude next to me at the game tonight had breath that smelled like fill in the blank. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you there, Justin. Tell him to brush his teeth. That's what I'd tell him. Say, hey. Or go get some gum and hand him the whole entire stick. Say, hey, do you need some gum? And then if he says no, be like, I think you should have some gum. Maybe you should have all of it. I think that's the nicest way you can tell somebody that their breath is not where it needs to be. Michael Rolfe coming in here, as always, with a 50 bomb. Like, Michael is basically, at this point, keeping Chatterbox in business. He's meeting the payroll. He said, the Dodgers can suck it. I think you can say that on a kid's show. The Dodgers can suck it. Talking about their thumbs, of course. ATOBTTR. ATOBTTR. Say that 3 times fast. That stands for, and this one belongs to the Reds. Dunk, pillow, like to stream, all day, every day, Chatterbox Sports. Michael's having a fantastic day in Cedar Point, I think. I'm just saying.
Michael, do you have like a sign or something you want me to put up? Like, I mean, I kind of feel like you've heard it at this point, brother. Like, we'll promote something for you. I almost start to feel guilty at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to get some bow ties. We'll get some bow ties. I mean, I think that's what I'm going to do. I just got to remember to do it. That's my problem. All right. Let's do who, what, when, where, and why. We all know when because it's tomorrow. Some are asking where. Some are asking why. Not me, of course, but some. Nick, let us know.
Well, Trace, you know what? When it would be a great time to win a series?
Probably
on
tomorrow.
On national TV, on Fox National against the Dodgers. This is a great pitching matchup. Hunter Greene against Walker Buehler. Doesn't get much better than that from a pitching perspective. Greene, he's been incredible. 2.03 ERA over his last 5 starts. Last weekend against the Dodgers, just 2 runs over 6 1/3. Struck out 8, only walked 2. Active Dodgers just 6 for 50. It's a 120 average, 425 OPS. Freddie Freeman and Andy Pajes, hopefully I'm saying the young man's name right, are the 2 players that have hit a home run against him. Greene, though, one thing to watch, 1.85 ERA on the road, 4.19 ERA at GABP. You expect that there's going to be some splits there. You just probably would like to see it maybe not be so drastic. Of course, Walker Buehler, Lexington, Kentucky native. He was roughed up his first 2 times coming back from Tommy John surgery. Just came back, but of course he put it all together against the Reds, throwing 6 shutout innings, 7 strikeouts, and no walks last weekend. This will be just the 3rd time that he's pitched in his career at GABP, first since 2021. Of course, he grew up a Reds fan. He has a career 3.00 ERA, but the Dodgers have lost both of those games.
Well, that's good to know. That's why you said it. All right, we got a couple things to get to, and you all know what they are. You all know what they are. It's time for, do you even know where that pillow is anymore, Nick? You even know? You have a clue? Let's go. Let's get it out. Come on. Come on. I'm glad to see you still have the March Madness bracket up, too. That's good. Who won, by the way?
UConn.
UConn. Nice.
Cage, he's back. He's back.
He's back.
We need to see a lot of you, brother. Let's ride.
Man, you need to start putting some stuff back there behind there again. I always like listening to what you actually ended up smacking around. You finally took all
up.
Exactly.
I cleaned up today.
I know you finally took all the stuff back their way. I always look forward to hearing something like bing, bing, bing. You know, maybe not in that.
I normally throw all my crap like right behind me, so I know it won't get over my big self.
That's fair.
So there's like a big giant just pile of everything right behind me usually, but not today.
It's fair. All right. Well, as I said before, you know what? Today, as I was walking one of the fairways that we were walking with my son, I was just thinking, you know, how great it is to live in this country. It is. What a blessing. What an absolute blessing it is to live in the United States of America. And I'll tell you, here's the thing. is you might not believe this every day, but it is also a blessing to be a fan of the Cincinnati Reds. Now, I'm supposed to hit the outro right now and do a dunk, but we got super chats that I got to get to. And who else would be super chatting other than Michael Roth? Of course, it wouldn't be anyone but him. He said the only sign I want is an arrow pointing up for Chatterbox Sports and likes for the stream. I'll join the stream live soon enough. Yeah, you will, Mike. Well, you know what, Michael? I think you've probably earned that. I'd say you've earned that. Please, by the way, likes, okay? Likes. I think we have like 106 right now. That's not bad. That's not bad. But if you've not liked the stream, now's the time to do it. You know? You ever been to church on Sunday? You know, when they bring around the Nick's laughing at me. You ever been to church on Sunday when they bring around the offering? And they're like, we need money. We need money. Please. Drop them in the bucket. That's what we do on this show. We do it at the end. We need you to hit the like button. That's what I need you to do. It's going to help us out. Okay? Some say likes equals wins. Now, I'm not going to go that far because, by God, that's burnt me in the tail this year. I've been begging for likes, telling everybody it equals wins, and I don't have a lot to show for it half the time. But today we do. So, we're going to dunk a basketball. I'm going to tell all of you that it's a blessing to live in the United States of America. And it's a blessing to dunk this basketball. And it's a blessing to have all of you watch this show each and every single night. Even when it doesn't go so well, you're still here. And on nights like tonight, it makes it all the better. Makes it all the better. All right? So, here we go. I'm going to do my best to make you all proud. But before I go, let's get it started off the only way that I know how to make it start. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. This is for you, chat. This is for you.